You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Sharp County, preparing for tomorrow's threats. Officers traveled to West Memphis April 14th to receive advanced training at one of the top facilities in the nation. Story by staff writer Lauren Siebert. Sharp County Deputy Sheriff Shane Russell, along with Cherokee Village Officer Monty Lane, began an intense 5-day SWAT school April 14th in Crittenden County, Ark. This was a course we had talked about taking in order to get our deputies some advanced firearms training, said Sharp County Sheriff Mark Counts. Crittenden County had put on this course and Deputy Russell had volunteered to go. I appreciate it because he will be able to pass the information on to the other deputies, and I think it was good training for him to have. According to Russell, he and Lane were in separate groups, but received the same training on the 777-acre tactical training facility. It's good to have someone here from another department, because we are slowly going to build a SWAT team for this area, said Russell. The facility's motto, preparing you for tomorrow's threats, was made evident with training in areas such as close quarters battle, personal security detail, active shooter, tactical operations course and live fire shoot houses. For me, going had a lot to do with the active shooter in a school situation, said Russell. I wanted to get some knowledge and bring it back to the other guys on the department to teach them so they would know too. The class was held by the Crittenden County Sheriff's Department in an effort to help departments to become more prepared and better able to handle imperative situations. I think it was a good course that Deputy Russell went and took in Crittenden County, said Sheriff Counts. I think he got a lot of good information and will be able to share with the rest of the officers here at the office. I'm excited about all the officers getting the information from him. Russell explained that the training was highly physically and mentally demanding. Not everyone who began the class was able to finish it. It was tough. It was very physical, mental, and we were challenged every minute we were there, and there was very little rest, said Russell. Aside from my family, this was my biggest accomplishment.
You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Making green by going green. Almost 3,000 attendees and over 100 vendors gathered at the Go Green Festival in its third year. By John Rourke, the idea of making $100,000 per year on 2 acres in organic farming had jaws dropping in the audience at the Go Green Festival, just one of many talks and demonstrations given by approximately 100 vendors at the event held in Thayer April 21 to 22. Those in attendance could learn not only the benefits to health by going green, but also the opportunity for cost savings, as they learn ways to provide for themselves, or even start a profitable business providing for others. The $100,000 figure, for example, was given as one of the benefits of organic farming, in a talk given by Missouri Organic Association Executive Director Sue Baird. When asked what investment is required for such an enterprise, Baird replied, "That's the beauty of organic gardening. It really does not take a lot of upfront investment, but it does take a whole lot of sweat and manual work." In the example given, although there were no special crops, equipment or methods involved, the 2-acre plot was farmed by a cooperative of several persons with smaller lots, so there was lots of extra labor. Baird also had advice for someone who is just getting started. Start small and be in it for the long run. Don't expect to be able to do it immediately. Take the time to learn your soil, go to seminars and conferences and talk to other organic growers, said Baird. Plant vegetables that you like to eat, add fruits and brambles, some livestock, probably just chickens, as they take less space. Another talk geared to those just getting started was aquaponics, greenhouses and permaculture, given by Jeremy Letterman, who told his story, how he first became interested in hydroponics, then developed a plan for a more efficient use of water through a natural symbiotic system using aquaculture, raising fish and hydroponic gardening. After initially stocking the system with some essential nutrients and minerals, Letterman explained the system begins operating in a closed loop, where the fish effluent provides the nutrients for the plants, while the plant's root system and the gravel bed filter and clean the water for the fish. The only inputs are fish food and sunlight and the electricity to run the pump, to keep the water circulating. According to Letterman, a 200-gallon fish tank combined with a vertical gardening system can provide much of the food for a 2-person household. Letterman went on to explain how the size of the garden could expand as much as double, providing extra food, before the size of the tank needed to be upgraded to a larger size. A total of 15 talks were scheduled over the 2 days, with other topics ranging from beekeeping and saving your own heirloom seeds to more technical topics, as well from alcohol stills to make your own fuel, to a biomass gasification engine, to do-it-yourself solar power and wind turbine systems. A representative from the Ozark Small Business Incubator on West Plains, Mo, held one of the talks, as well as having a booth at the event, to help those who were expanding a small business, or just thinking about starting a new venture, perhaps with some of the many ideas being exchanged at the festival. The festival wasn't just about talks, however. There are also many vendor displays and demonstration, as well as products or services for sale. The organizers of the event also included something for everyone and the whole family. Live music was scheduled throughout both days, along with a belly dancer at one point for entertainment, bouncy houses and rides for the children, and plentiful food concessions for everyone. Attendance at the festival has grown rapidly since the first festival was held in 2009, and was estimated at almost 3,000 by Mike Slack, organizer of the event. The first festival had about 200 in attendance. The next festival 1 year ago was larger, more speakers, more vendors, more people attending, about 500, said Slack. Our group formed a non-profit, and decided to do it twice a year. Last October we had about 1,500 and this time almost 3,000. Slack's plans for the future include 2 festivals a year, spring and fall, as well as monthly events at the Oregon County Country Music Theater and Thayer, Mo. Currently there will be a benefit concert May 4, by Lauren Gray of Hardy, Ark, recently on American Idol, and members of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils also appearing later in the summer. Go Green's members are diverse in background, politics, religion and every other way, and we are all working together for common goals to help our community, said Slack. Anyone interested in working with us on festivals or the theater can call me at 417-264-2435. Tell 417-264-2435.
Thanks for listening to Spring River Chronicle Audio on the Go. Be sure to subscribe to the paper and check us out online at myspringriver.com.
From Culverts to Cash. Story by staff writer Lauren Siebert. The Sharp County Road Department has found a way to save taxpayers' money, allowing the funds to be used in other areas for the improvement of Sharp County. Key members of the Sharp County Road Department have successfully created a way to maximize efficiency and double productivity, saving the county and taxpayers money by cutting the cost of certain aspects of road construction in half. The savings will come to fruition through the use of metal forms that will allow for the creation of the box culverts. These culverts will be used for new and current projects as well as replacing failing metal and plastic culverts already in place. According to Sharp County Road Superintendent Dan Melbourne, the idea came after working with Federal Emergency Management Agency during the summer of 2011. We had set some larger box culverts through a FEMA project last summer, said Melbourne. After the FEMA projects were complete, Melbourne looked into what it would take for the county to create their own. I decided that we could save some money and put these box culverts in the ground, said Melbourne. Then we would no longer have to put in plastic pipe or corrugated metal pipe, and these box culverts would be there forever. According to one of the engineers for the project, road hand, Travis Price, 3 large metal forms were made so the culverts could be poured. We have built them from scratch and they have a male and female end so they can be pieced together, said Price. They fit in a trench and you can build a bridge over the top of them. Each culvert weighs approximately 6,100 pounds, or 3 tons, and takes about 32 to 36 hours to dry, meaning the road department is able to make 6 box culverts per work week. The forms for the culverts were engineered in such a way so that if the department needed to make a larger culvert, they would be able to, because the forms are expandable. On all 4 sides, there is a joint on both the inside and outside form, said Melbourne. If we wanted to make it a foot wider, we could add a 1-foot panel and make it 5 feet, or if we wanted to make it 6 feet, we could put a 2-foot panel in it. Unlike a metal or plastic culvert, which has a life expectancy of 50 years or less, the concrete box culverts are proven to last beyond 100 years. There are concrete tiles or culverts that have been put in the ground over 100 years ago, and are still being used today, said Melbourne. Along with lasting twice as long as a metal or plastic tile, also known as a culvert, the box culverts are able to let water flow through more easily than other types of culverts. A round tile will only carry 3/4 of the amount of water that is going in the upper side, because it will create a vortex. So, if you had a 24-inch tile, you would only get about 18 inches of water flow on the bottom side, said Melbourne. With the way the box culverts are shaped rectangle, it makes them so they are able to carry whatever is coming through on the upstream side, down through to the downstream side. If it's 24 inches, then 24 inches of water will flow. The culverts we have made at this time are 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide. According to Melbourne, the cost of buying a concrete box culvert is about $117 per foot, but by the county manufacturing them the cost is only $58 a foot, saving the county more than half the money it was spending. We know that manufacturing them is cheaper than buying them, said Melbourne. When I did a cost comparison between metal culverts that have a black coating called polyamide, which would be a 50-year pipe, I found it would still run more per foot than one of these concrete box culverts that are proven to last beyond 100 years. Another positive aspect to manufacturing the culverts is that if another washout occurred from flooding, the county would be able to repair the road quickly. If we had something that was a critical area and we had to get someone in and out in a critical amount of time, we could go out there and set 5 of those box culverts in a trench and traffic can drive over the top of them, said Melbourne. By the time we came in the yard, loaded up and placed them, it would be roughly 8 hours and we could have the road back open. It is possible to do that with a regular culvert, but we would have to bring in so much material to build the ground up and get them across, said Melbourne. The box culverts are just more efficient, we just set them in the hole, backfill it, and traffic can move across. We are able to just use the materials that are already there. The culverts will also be used to repair roads built in the late 20th century that aren't wide enough or are no longer structurally stable. We're going to be able to build a lot of places where there are low water slabs and things like that. These things box culverts will take their place, said Melbourne. In the early part of the 20th century concrete box culverts were used, but were manufactured without a bottom piece. One of the biggest things we had going on in this county is back in the 30s, 40s and 50s is that they used a lot of box culvert type structures that didn't have a bottom in them, so now they are collapsing and aren't wide enough for the traffic on the road, said Melbourne. One of our first ventures is to replace quite a few of them.
You're listening to Spring River Chronicle. Audio on the go.
First National Banking Company. Get checking that pays with Super Plus Checking at FNBC.
Zipping into business. The time has come. Griffin Park's Zippin' Griffin will be holding its grand opening April 28th. The Zippin' Griffin, Arkansas' longest zip line, will be holding its official grand opening April 28th in Griffin Park near Hardy. Now that the Zippin' Griffin has been tested and perfected, they are ready to open. According to Zipline manager Melanie Hubble, the grand opening will be a soft opening. It will be $50 per person per tour and $10 per night for camping for Friday and Saturday night, said Hubble. We are holding a special to honor the grand opening of the zip line. Hubble explained that the word has finally gotten out about the Zippin' Griffin and she couldn't be more excited. It's doing really well. We put the Groupon thing online, and people have gone crazy about it and bought the Groupon's online coupons, said Hubble. It has spread all over the place and I have had people as far as Memphis, Tennessee and South Haven, Mississippi call and we've booked reservations for them. The Zippin' Griffin team has gone to great lengths to ensure that the ride will be as fun and safe as possible, altering the zip line over the past few months. We raised the lines up to keep it from getting near the ground and now it's faster. It now reaches speeds of 55 to 60 miles per hour, depending on how much a rider weighs, said Hubble. Stairs are being built to reach the first platform for the two 1,700-foot lines that cross the river currently reach. The stairs are an effort to divide the zip line into 2 rides and create a shorter zip line riding distance. We are also building stairs up to the big huge platform, the double platform. We're going to have 2 types of tours, one I'm calling the Easy Soar Tour and it's basically for kids that want to go on the last 4 zips, but don't want to ride the big lines over the river, said Hubble. We have decided that would be a great way for kids to enjoy the zip line and we want the kids to come and have birthday parties here and ride the zip line. We're also fixing the clubhouse and the game room so we can hold parties in it as well. Hubble noted one future event she is excited about will be the Zippin' Griffin Locals Day. Later on we're going to have a Locals Day and we're going to cut the price down and have locals come, said Hubble. When we have Locals Day, any local resident with a valid license showing an area code within a given distance that we set can ride at the discounted price. We definitely appreciate our locals and we want them to ride too. At this time the Zippin' Griffin is by reservation only, but that will change in the future. It will be open 7 days a week. Right now it's by reservation only and the tours will be from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. The tours will start every hour on the hour. We're not ready for walk-ins just yet, said Hubble. It takes about an hour and a half to complete if there's a group of 10, which is how many we are trying to get per group. We're excited, we want everyone to come out. I've had a blast on it and I love riding it and I think everyone will enjoy it, said Hubble. We've had a really good response from the people who have ridden so far. We want everyone in Hardy and the surrounding areas to come out and enjoy it.
Thanks for listening to Spring River Chronicle Audio on the Go. Be sure to subscribe to the paper and check us out online at myspringriver.com.